Welcome ladies and gentlemen to Gavra Racing Premier Series F1 2019 round 15 at Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. Do apologize if I said that wrong. As we are coming to the final round where the championship will be decided between Shankster and Toussaint and Toro Rosso and Racing Point. As right now then, we're waiting for a few more drives and we'll be going underway shortly. For some reason while we wait then, also Toussaint then can win the championship by either finishing 8th or above, and even though if Shankster has first and fastest lap, that's what he needs if Shankster has that. Toussaint also, if Toussaint finishes 9th or above, Shankster needs to win, so Toussaint then gets the championship that way. Toussaint also can get the championship at the points if Shankster fails to win the race. So Shankster has to win to become champion or get fastest lap. So for Shankster to win the championship, Toussaint has to be 9th or lower if Shankster has the win and the fastest lap. If Shankster just gets the win, he needs Toussaint to finish 10th or below. Make sure everybody has the link. So we're now starting to ready up then. As also the constructors can be won today by Racing Point or Toro Rosso. The gap between them two are 26 points. So they have closed up a little bit, Racing Point. The gap was a little bit bigger last time I was here at Mexico. As now we will load into lobby. Do apologise that it isn't on the Gavra channel. I've been having issues with it with the login details. It should be fixed for next season. Try and get that resolved, but it is the final round and on my channel today. We're just waiting for Robert Codfeller to ready up, and will Williams be able to score their first ever point this season? Very interesting if they can, as they haven't scored a point at all this season, which is a shame. Weather is dry, of course. It's Abu Dhabi, of course. It is a very dry track. Chance of rain are very slim. We have 70 people today, with Toussaint and Shankster, so both championship rivals are here today. Then for the constructors, is Gogola here? Yes, he is. So the Racing Point both have both cars, and same with the Toro Rosso. So you can already hear now the cars readying up their engines. See a Toro Rosso already out on track, already heading to the hairpin, which is Toussaint. Toussaint is very eager to get out on track then, as he knows he has a championship to win. He's currently the championship points leader, and Shankster is in second. Points Toussaint has is 277, Shankster has 253. Toussaint knows what he has to do to win the championship, which I did explain just a few minutes ago. As we stay on board with Toussaint right now. Gavra's lagged out. Hopefully he can make it back to the session then. So this has also left the session now. Oh, is there an issue? There isn't. As we're about to start to Saints lap then. Here's in hot lap mode. So, okay, exit activates. Power can. I'm surprised it's actually in a little DRS straight. As he takes turn 1 then. Nice and tight. Doesn't go over the curb there, so he doesn't need get any validation. Nice tight through turn 2 and 3, gets so close to that curb. So going flat out right now into the chicane. Drops straight first there, which is quite surprising. I would have gone second. Just Saints' favourite gearing as Tim's also left. So is to Saints. I think we may be having a restart or something because. Or have I lagged out of the session? There's a lot of people leaving. Shanks is now left. Alex Gunnar's retired. There's a lot of people leaving this session. Migrating horse. Yeah, I think there is actually a new lobby then getting made, so I will keep an eye on that. I have just been invited apparently actually. I will join that lobby. So there has been a new lobby set up then. There may have been an issue with the current lobby. Hopefully that can be fixed. As we are back in then. Try and find out to see what happened. For everybody else to return to the lobby. Did have 17, so bit on that. We're now starting back into the session then. Right now then, for now daylight Angola to load into the session. Hopefully we have no other issues. Still waiting to find out what the issue was. So we have loaded in then. Back with 17 drivers. Two saying go back out first. So as we can already see, the spectators getting ready. The Ferrari mechanics already getting ready for one of their cars to come out. So he's also coming out first. I think he'll be the first driver this time to come out on a qualifying lap. He's on the set of soft tyres. I think the tyre stretch around here hits a 2-stop. Now, I haven't raced around here in a while, so it could possibly be a 1-stop medium to hard. But I think a safe bet will be a 2-stop soft medium medium. This tyre wear is very effective around here. X9 is the first one to go out. I believe Toussaint is next. It is. Toussaint's right behind. Right now then, we'll go on board with X9. As we see, there's a racing point further behind, and that is Shankster. Shankster's also on a set of soft tyres. Usually Shankster goes on the harder compound tyre first before he goes on the soft compound. Good evening, Rick. How are you doing? Sorry, it's not on the Gavra channel today. As I said, I've been having issues with the logging in. For some reason it's been sending me somewhere else when it shouldn't be. It should be resolved. We'll have to stream on here today. He is getting ready then to get those tyres warmed up to start his lap. So here comes X90 then. Through the final two corners, turn 20 and 21. Nice and tidy exit. Straight down the little straight into turn 1, goes straight to 4th gear. Just bit off the curb a little bit. Doesn't actually cut a little bit that curb in turn 3. Just going to flatten out into the chicane, as it looks like Toussaint's actually gone into the pits there, so he wasn't happy with the setup possibly, or with the tyres. Here comes X90 then after the hairpin corner, gets a decent exit. Still in the hot lap BRS, which is quite surprising. Overtake is quicker when you're in 6th gear or higher. Although X90 is keeping that at the moment as he's coming into the next chicane. He's got to get a good exit out of. It can cost you a lot of time. DRS mode is activated now, so he's approaching turn 11 now. Third part of the track, you can basically just go straight way through it, not really that much of turning through 11, 12 and 13. Now through turn 14, rides the bump there. Got to get this flat section right as well, and also with a braking point. Could possibly overtakes there in this area, which very unlikely, but there is possible overtakes. As he's now getting a nice tidy lap through sector 3, as he's really trying to just get a decent lap there. Excited is. I believe Dirty Larry is next. I believe. Well, he's actually on an outlap. It's actually a Williams which is next. And here comes X90 then, provisional 136.6, as we will go on board with Willie Sanka, who's on a lap, hoping to score Williams some more points. He was unlucky last time I commentated at USA, as he comes now through the final corner. Let's see what time he will set, and it will be a 140.4 there. As Shankster, I believe, was next on a lap. He peels into the pit, he invalidates. As Triple O comes to the line. Invalid, 44.4. Tiger Assassin did a 139.4 in 3rd place, as it takes 2nd with a 137.9. very interesting. Sounds look very spread apart there. So we now go on board with, actually I was about to go on board with Tekers, and he just does a 141.4. Robert Codfeller does a 141.4. Tekers actually does a 143.5 there. Tim sets the new fastest lap, and this is what he needs for the Racing Point team to try and win them in the Constructors. As it may be a team game, and also Shankster today for the Racing Point team. Got a lot on their mind as Tim sets 36.4, already provisional fastest. As right now then we'll go on board with Toussaint, who's beginning his lap as he's on the medium compound of tyre then, so maybe going medium to hard or medium soft or medium soft. As people now getting out of the ways, and Shanks actually is leaving the pit lane as Dirty Larry is actually about to finish his lap, I believe, or is that X90? That is actually X90 there. Dirty Larry actually filled into the pits. So right now then, Toussaint is flying right now through the long straight, coming into the chicane now. Nice and tidy exit there from Toussaint. Get a nice on board there through sector 3 now. Let's see how he can take it. See if he's up on his time or anything. He's done a 57.6, currently provisionally fastest medium tyres, so Toussaint has got the pace today and is only showing that he wants to win this championship. It's a bit deep there through turn 14. Nice and tidy through this fast right-hander, then there's tricky braking, so you've got to get right one little lock up and you can go quite wide. Nice and tidy section there from Toussaint as he's now coming through the final 2 corners of turn 20. Gets a decent exit. Now let's see how he gets a good exit out of turn 21. Nice and tidy there, especially on the medium compound. Goes straight to the line, already sets the fastest lap, 136.3, only a tenth quicker than Tim, but on the medium compound of tyre, which is great to see for him, as I believe the next person on a lap is actually Willie Sanker. He's going into the pits, I think, because he's done 2 laps on those soft tyres. The McLaren of triple, or is that Alex going to Max? Alex going to Mac is on an out lap. That's I believe this is his second race today in this tier. He hasn't validated, so his lap will not count. However, Dirty Larry is in lap as we speak. We'll go on board with him. However, Shankster is ahead, I think, on the medium tyres as well. So Shankster's basically following his championship rival Toussaint. You can see that Dirty Larry, big lock up there into that chicane. Not finding grip on those tyres compared to the soft tyres he did try out. Nice hairpin corner through the exit. Decent, especially on the medium compound of tyres, because he's now approaching the first chicane, which then goes straight into another straight. Oh, bit of lockup, runs deep, has to cut the corner, and that's his lap over. As we go on board with Shanks, who's currently provisional fastest in sector 2. Shanks knows what he has to do to try and win the championship today. Oh, a bit of a mistake there through turn 14, and he backs off completely and will not be happy with that lap. Maybe giving it another go next lap, possibly. So let's see if Toussaint is peeling into the pits. Yes, he is. Toussaint is coming into the pits then. As the Renault of... What the Renault is that? Haas. I think that's actually the Haas of Infant Mella, who's actually on the outlap. Currently sitting in 5th place with 38.7. As his yellows in sector 3, that might have been from actually Dirty Larry there. And Shankster is continuing on his lap then, so we'll go on board with Shankster. Through turn 3 then. Nice and tidy. Now into the chicane corner. Surprisingly, doesn't ride the curb there, which very interesting. Goes down to first gear. Gets an okay exit. The racing point driver knows that he's got a lot of pressure on him today and the team. Racing point are second in the constructors, and he's second in the drivers today. So there is a lot of pressure for the Racing Point. Let's see what the second sector then is for Shanks. Will it be an improvement on his provisional second sector? As his yellows after turn 3, it looks like one of the McLarens have gone into the wall. And currently Shanks that yet again is on a provisional pole lap. Purple in sector 2 there. Get a nice camera shot of the racing point. This time he was happy with turn 14 this time. He's now going for the fast right. McLaren's going out the way for the Ferrari into the hairpin. Really fighting the car there. One little mistake so then you can end into the tyre barrier there. Just coming now through the final corner. What time will it be? Will it be provisional pole? Only time will tell. Third place, 36.5. Only a couple of tenths off Toussaint. Only a tenth off his teammate, but his teammate is on the soft compound of tyre. Dirty Larry was next up on in lap. As Dirty Larry is coming now through the final corners. Infama has retired, and as I said, Infama has lost it through that corner. As Dirty Larry goes 6 for 138.4. And yeah, just gone straight into the barrier there. I said one little mistake and that can cost you, as he's lost his right front tyre there. It's going to be concerning for Salvo as he's now next up on a lap. It's a decent exit. There's still yellows, of course. I think that was for Infamous car going into the pit lane. Salden gets a nice tidy exit through turn 1. Turn 2 and 3. Absolutely flat out there. Into the first chicane, really riding those bumps this time. Takes a better line than Shankster did. Coming into the hairpin corner. Nice and tidy exit. No little wheels spinning at all, no rear end kicking out. DRS is active. Attempts its new fastest lap, 136.1. So improves on his soft time, but only beats Toussaint by a couple of tenths, who set his time on mediums. So Alden and Salvo now is coming into the next chicane. Nice and tidy exit, and we'll be activating DRS. Still in ERS mode 5 though, which is very interesting for a lot of the drivers to go in ERS mode 5. I've seen it through the season, as he's currently provisional purple in sector 2. So he could be up close with the top runners. He has been up there before. Oh, as he makes an error there through turn 14, luckily doesn't invalidate. As he's now going to the fast right-hander now. Will he make a mistake like his teammate did? Keeps it away from tyre barrier, no lock-up, no error. Someone's keeping the pressure within him. Through the final corner he goes then. Oh, not the best final exit there. That's going to cost him a bit of time. It does. He does a 37.2. That possibly cost him around about 2 tenths there at least. And that now keeps him in P5. And even with those 2 tenths improved, wouldn't have promoted him into position there. So he's currently 5th right now on mediums. As Gogola is the next Toro Rosso. He has a lot on his mind as well in the Toro Rosso team to try and defend and win the Constructors' titles. They're currently leading. Gogola takes 6th place. At the moment, I think that would do, if I am correct. They have to outscore, or at this point have to outscore Toro Rosso by 26 points, and that's if Toro Rosso don't score any. So that's the point gap with them off. He sets his new fastest lap there, 35.2. So Tim thought he could pick up the pressure. Toussaint is absolutely annihilated that time. That was by a second. So Toussaint is trying to shanks that. We're trying to win this championship. We've got to beat this time, and we've got to beat in the race. As Blackman Mush is on a lap who hasn't set a lap yet, and he was in ERS mode 4. Very surprising area to have ERS mode 4. Just in that chicane. But he's in the correct place now, so he's going to gain possibly the quickest down these straights. As now he goes into the braking zone. Oh, a bit of a lock up there and runs completely off the track, and that's an invalidation. And that's his lap over. We've only got 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the session. He'll have to either back off or peel into pits and risk not setting lap time. I believe triple O. No, that's actually Alex going to Mac. He's actually back start lap in the McLaren, currently in 14th place. His teammates in 8th. He really now starting his lap. Oh, and he already invalidates straight away, and he will be furious with that through turn 1. And that's his lap over. As we go on board with Williams, with Sanka, who's also invalidated. What about Robert Coppola? No invalidation at the moment, but goes deep there a little bit. There's going to be the wing damage on the right front there. So he's either had a collision with another driver, or he's had a collision with the wall, and that's going to lose him a lot of time. I think that's going to be his qualifying over. As everybody else is into the pits then, they probably just have enough time to go out, if they're quick enough. Robert Codfall, I don't think he'll have enough time to pit. He's really struggling there into the hairpin. His teammate's not that far behind. Or did he let his teammate through? He's let his teammate through, so his teammate is about to start another lap then. And the Williams would like to score a point for the final round. We'll go on board with Willie Sanka. Let's see what lap time he can do. He did a 40 flat on soft tyres, I believe. Yeah, he did a 40 flat on softs. Maybe that was a bank of time. Maybe he can beat that definitely with the mediums. As he doesn't invalidate turn 2, now goes into turn 3. Very nice tag lap as he yells as he sees that off the side of the track. Looks like it locks up a little bit as he's already past the first sector split. Because now he's in sector 2. Tim moves out of the way out of the hairpin. Good to see. Drivers do move out of the way. Is approaching 206 miles an hour as Alex Mack has called it a day then into the pits. He can't do another lap, and there isn't enough time for anybody else who is in the pits then. As here comes Willie Sanka then, really pushing the car now to try and get a good lap time. He needs to not invalidate if he wants to try and score points for the Williams team today. After the quali, one of the Red Bulls there of Tiger has actually lost it to the final corner. Like the Williams almost lost control through turn 14. He's really pushing there, and you can just see the mistake he's making. He's really trying to get a good time in this Williams, and he's going to lose so much time. He may back off and give it another go. He's done one lap on these mediums. He hasn't possibly got a lot of ERS left. Will it be an improvement? And it just isn't. He did a 40.5, but I think without those mistakes, he would have been possibly a second up on his time. But he needs to get out of the way for the other Mercedes of Black Country Mush now. So both Williams have backed off their times, and that will be done for them today. As it looks like Shankster has improved to 35.8, so he can't keep up with Toussaint then. Toussaint is on an outlap, so Toussaint possibly will be getting to the line very shortly if this is him. And it is, he only just makes it to the line with a second remaining. Toussaint will be finishing his lap then. As we'll stay on board with Black Country Mush. Steckers with tyres then. Shankster also holds the day. Oh, and that's a shame for Black Country Mush. He's invalidated and will be staying in 17th place. As we will go on board with the championship points lead, who's actually invalidated. His lap is over, and I don't think anybody is going to challenge him at the moment. X9 is also invalidated. What about Zaza? He isn't on an improvement lap time. What about Gogola? He could possibly challenge Toussaint. He's the only one I believe who hasn't invalidated. Toussaint knows that he doesn't have to win this race to become champion. Here comes Gogola then. The final couple of corners. We're getting a little bit of dirty air from the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari dead ahead. As they will be peeling into the pits then. As Dirty Larry, I believe, is also finishing off his lap at the moment as well. Dirty Larry goes 9th. Gogola improves to 5th there. So, Toussaint will be happy with the roller's performance in 5th, especially from the Toro Rosso team. Now they are 1st and 5th. and at the moment I think they'll be safe in the constructors fight if they finish like this in the actual race. As now well he has to retire, but Toussaint has done what he needs to do, and that is qualify pole position. Shankster has done what he's to try and stop Toussaint winning, let him win, to take second, and Tim has done what he needs to do for the Racing Point team to try and win them, the constructors, in third. As Toussaint looks really strong at this track, and my prediction with him, I think he is going to take the championship this season, and I think he's going to take the win as well. I think he's got that much pace in the car, and I think he'll be safe to do a two-stop strategy if he could try the one-stop. It looks like there's been a little altercation with Dirty Lion and the Red Bull down the long strip. As Toussaint then does take first with 35.2, 7.2, almost 6/10 quicker than Shankster. Shankster takes second, Tim in third, X90 fourth, Bagola fifth, Zaza in sixth, Salvo in seventh, Triple O in eighth. But a good look, hopefully, for his race today, as he's had a better qualifying. Dirty Larry in 9th, Tiger Assassin in 10th, Infama 11th, Texas in 12th, Gavra in 13th, Alex Gundermack in 14th, Willie Senker 15th, Robert Codfather in 16th, and the only person not to set a lap time is Black Country Mush in 17th. But I hope the Williams can score a point today. It's been very unlucky for them all season long to not score 1 point. They've been really close at certain tracks, and then just bad luck has happened. As the weather is going to be dry, which is obvious, it's like 1% chance of it going to be rain. It could happen. As we wait for the drivers to pick their setups then. Well, it is a two-stop strategy, is I would say roughly, but people may try the one stop, possibly soft to hard or medium to hard. Soft to hard could work. It would possibly be risky, but I think the safe option is soft, medium, medium, or hard, soft, soft. Or soft, soft, medium, if you can make them work. Look, we're about to start the formation lap. We'll just get the telemetry enabled and the tyre details. The guys who didn't make it in the top 10, Infama then starts on medium tyres, Tekers starts on softs, Gavra starts on mediums, Alex Gundermack and Willie Senker starts on softs in 14th to 15th, so they're going to be on a quick strategy at the start. As the Williams team actually have gone for alternate strategies, as I said, Willie Senker on softs, Robert Codfather on mediums, he needs to avoid damage into turn 1. Black Country Mush is also on the medium tyre in 17th. Toussaint then is leading against the championship points rival, Shankster. There is no turn 1 chaos in today's race. As well, wait for the guys to warm up and get those tyres heated up to where they like them. As I said, Toussaint has 277 points, with Shankster in second with 253. Mathematical chance that Shankster can win. Gap's 24 points. So as I said earlier, with get it up there quick. If for Toussaint to win the championship, he needs 8th or above, and he needs Shankster to have first and the fastest lap. Toussaint then, if he wants to win the championship, if he's 9th or above, Shankster would have to finish first. Toussaint also could be out of the points, then he needs Shankster to fail to win the race so that he could win the championship, of course. If Shankster wants to win the championship, Shankster needs first and the fastest lap, but then he needs Toussaint to be 9th or lower. Or also Shankster just first and Toussaint needs to be 10th or below. So Shankster still, his objective is just to win the race. That's his objective today. I think his team will be their objective if he can't win the drivers' stands at all, and then they'll just focus on the constructors. Right now, Race point teams, all eyes will be on Shankster, and Thorosso's eyes will be all on Toussaint. Toussaint and Shankster line up next to each other, which is great to see. Reminds me of Hampton and Rosberg. These two championship rivals will be going at it for one final time this season, as we are about to start the Abu Dhabi race, round 15 for the Premier Series at Gavra Racing, as we're now at 1 light, 2 light, now 3 lights. Now 4, now 5 red lights. Waiting for them to go off so we can get underway, and they're off. And it looks like Toussaint's had an okay start. Same with Shankster. Shankster's had a brilliant start, and Toussaint's dropped back. And Shankster, with that start, reminds me of a Hamilton start. Oh, a bit of contact. Oh, and the race point had big contact there with the Alfa Romeo. Ah, and that's going to cost a racing point. Oh, and Tim almost hits his teammate. Oh, and there's more contact. Both championship rivals, Toussaint and Shankster, it looks like, have got big damage to the wing. And there's a VSC straight away, and I don't know what Tim was playing at there. A bit of wheel banging like in Baku with Vettel and Hamilton. It looked like Tim wasn't happy with Toussaint there. Gavra's gone the 3rd as the other championship rival is in 8th. Unfortunately, we can't get the good irons front wing. It'll let me try and see if he's got wing damage. It looks like he's lost his left end plate. And I think Toussaint's lost his right end plate, I believe. Yeah, and same with Tim. Tim still has to pit. Now, if Tim pits, this could ruin Shankster's chance to try and become the world champion. That'd be very disappointing news if that is the case. Tim is the leader car at the moment, and he has the right to pit. As the VSC has now ended, and Gavra could win this race right now. He's in the better strategy. Doesn't have to pitch straight away. His wing looks intact as there's a few fights further behind. If Tim stays out, I think Shankster will need to pit if he wants a chance to win this championship. Luke says they need to calm down. I agree there. That was a very aggressive start, and neither driver pit then. So is Shankster coming in? Yep, Shankster's in. So Toussaint didn't take the free pit stop, basically, because he's got big damage and there's going to be a massive scrap for the first place. I wonder if there'll be switch team orders from the Toro Rosso drivers from Toussaint and Gavra. As far as Toussaint, I would let Gavra through. He's got a full front wing. He's going to be a lot quicker and can challenge Tim. As his yellow flag's further behind, that is triple O. He's had more bad luck, and it looks like he's lost a bit of his wing. Oh, and one of the Alfa Romeos there loses it through the chicane. And Triple O's almost lost it again as well. Couldn't really see if he had damage. No damage on the car, but his tyres are really overheated. Shankster has gone on a set of mediums, X9 on a set of hard tyres. Gavra then finally makes the move on Toussaint, so it must have been a switch. Unfortunately, we missed that. But he now makes the move on Tim. Side by side they go. Does he have the straight line speed to make the move? Will he go for a lunge? No, too far back. The camera angle looked actually a lot closer. It looked like they were side by side. Now but Tim still leads with Gavra in 2nd now, Toussaint 3rd. And this isn't what Toussaint needs, but it's not what Shanks needs either. Shankster is in 17th place. And Shankster would love a safety car right now. So Gavra then is really getting closer and closer to Tim, and the Ferraris are not that far behind. This is the closest I've seen the Ferraris all season. As Toussaint then is finally making a scheduled pit stop. Oh sorry, an unscheduled pit stop. It's a new fast start, 42.7. As Toussaint pits then, it's going to lose a bit of time to Shankster. I think Shankster will jump him. Gavra there, just with a dirty air, can't keep up with Tim. And Tim, in my opinion, has actually kind of hurt the Racing Point team with the contact, what happened. Could we see a Ferrari 1-2 in today's race? As Tim's really struggling out at the exit, and look at this, Gavra is trying to stay with him. As Shankster and X9 have passed Toussaint, Toussaint's lost a lot of time. Possibly around about 5 seconds at least, and here comes Gavra. Will he make a dive into the first chicane? Makes the move. Brakes a little bit late. Tim does the switchback around the outside, a bit of contact there. as the race point goes completely off the track to overtake him. I'm surprised he won't let that position back through, as he's still now going side by side this time. Tim brakes very late, doesn't give Gagola any room. Gagola's nose was there. He's allowed to do that. The Toro Rosso wasn't significantly alongside, but if it was any closer, he would have to give the space. You can just see Tim's possibly trying to play a team objective to try and help his teammate. The drivers further behind held up. Oh, and look at this. Gagola goes completely off track and gets a 5-second time penalty. That's a bit harsh, in my opinion. He lost control completely of the car, and that's now pulled him in the clutches of the Ferraris. And it looks like the Ferrari has got some pace. As we can see, this is the closest fight for the front we have. And look at this. Tekkers is really comfy on those softs. Oh, but then makes a bad mistake through the final corner, and that's going to cost him. As we have another few fights further behind on track. Actually, Tiger Assassin and Salvo going side by side into turn 1. And there's a bit of contact between the Red Bull and the Haas. Oh, and the Red Bull's got wing damage. That was unfortunate of Tiger Assassin. Just lost complete control after a little bit of wheel banging, of course, between Salvo and Tiger Assassin. Now he's under threat by Infama. As Shanks sets the new fastest lap, 40.586. And, oh, the Infama had to cut the corner to get past the Red Bull. You are correct there, a lot of drama at the moment as Tiger Assassin is dropping through the pack as Gavra now is about to make a move. Activates his DRS, goes alongside. I think it's going to be a very easy move. I think Tiger's going to be smart and not really battle with the wing damage he has. Ooh, as Gavra's gone completely off, and so has Black Country Mush. Both drivers missed the braking zone. I think they both get a 3-second penalty because of it. Black Country Mush then is trying to stay with Infama right now, as both Hasses are 5th and 6th. Will's lost a lot of time with Tim now, 1.4 seconds the gap is right now. So this is the close fight we will have. 4-wheel scrap. We'll keep an eye on the drivers further behind though, of course. It's actually, I can't believe I'm seeing this, but Willie Sanka is holding 10th place. And his yellow's ahead apparently. Is that triple O? It is triple O. For some reason it's not showing me on the track map. He's gone off as Willie Sanka has lost the 10th position from Alex Gunnar-Mack, and he's been robbed of a point, but both Williams are looking very feisty for the points positions in today's race. Willie Sanka now moves back up into 10th then as Tiger Assassin then peels into the pits. Both Williams running really wide through the first corner as Willie Sanka's just trying to stay with the McLaren. And look at that, oh, Alex Gunnar-Mack almost loses it. Robert Godfather had to do avoiding action. And that has gave Dirty Larry in a free position, and Willie Sanka now is in P9. There is fights all over the place, and this is going to be crucial for the championship, because now Shankster is closing up, and same with Toussaint and X90. And Shankster is starting to close up on Robert Godfather. Will it be a 3-wide moment into the chicane? You can see further up the other Dirty Larry and Willie Sanka are fighting as Robert Godfather makes a move on the McLaren for P11. So both Williams drivers want to score a point in today's race. Who gets the move done? Oh, it's actually these yellows. Alex Gunnar-Mack's gone off. Is that Tiger Assassin or is that Toussaint? That's Toussaint as the championship points leader. He's had major contact and no front wing damage. He's very lucky that it didn't end into a retirement in today's race. The Shanks now is in 11th, and it looks like he got away scot-free and is looking to get the championship today, as he needs to win, so he needs to pick up the pace and pass these two drivers still fighting side by side. We get a nice onboard view with Willie Sanka and Dirty Larry going side by side. Shankster tries to switch, possibly 3 wide at this moment, and there's yellows in sector 3. That's Alex Gunnar-Mack. So both McLarens are really trying more contact between Shankster and Dirty Larry. A lot of people having a lot of chaos today, and oh, Willie Sanka forces his way through. This is great racing to see, as Willie Sanka's really lunging. Oh, a bit more contact. Oh no, Shankster's hit him. Shankster's hit Dirty Larry, and major wing damage on that right front tyre. And Shankster will be furious, as he was doing a good charging battle. And that was Willie Sanka at fault there. Well, he's actually just touched Dirty Lie, spun him, and Shankster had nowhere to go. And this is good news for Toussaint. And there's a yellows in sectors 1 and 2, but no, they haven't. They're both Alfa Romeos, possibly may have had contact with each other. They've done a Ferrari in Brazil, I think. And that is unfortunate for them, as Dirty Lie then has a lot more work to do, and people are not liking the tyre temps, as both McLarens are 16th and 17th on the hard tyres. As Go then is currently the net leader, as Tim's actually made a scheduled pit stop. Gap between him and the leader is 25.2 seconds. As we do have a fight further ahead actually as well. Oh, is that Robert Codfather going against Shankster? It is. And Toussaint is actually not that far off, so the championship rivals are going to be fighting. Shankster has no pace with that wing damage. I've got to agree there, Rick. I really feel bad for both drivers, especially Shankster. He's had a few bad luck races like Spain, and look at that, the Williams just really slow on the exits. Now Toussaint goes side by side. Shankster's now possibly going to make a move. Oh, the Williams has gone off. The Williams has hit the Toro Rosso. What is going on with the drivers today? They're going really aggressive, fighting it out. As X90 goes off track to try and overtake Toussaint. Now Shankster's back into 10th. Toussaint in 11th. This isn't good enough for Shankster to try and win the championship today. What if he was first? But not, as he peels into the pits then. As Toussaint then has to now pull ahead, as Willie Sanker is in P9. Absolutely mayhem in today's race, as there's actually another fight further ahead for P2, as it looks like Tekker's now is catching up with Salvo, as Black Country has actually passed Infamella there, we just missed out on. So we're going to stay on board with this battle for P2 right now, as Goal has really picked up the pace. Gap between him and Salvo 4.8 seconds. As here comes Black Country and Infamella side by side. Oh, here comes Infamella, tries to switch to try and get alongside, but can't get enough slipstream, enough straight line speed for an attempt. So Mercedes shot at the back of the grid in 4th. He's gained 13 positions, Black Country Mush has. This is a great start for him in today's race. Steckers then has picked up the pace a little bit, but just can't find a way through Salvo right now. As he peels actually into the pits. Oh, almost loses it on the rear end, coming into the pits. As he peels in then. As I don't think there's any other fights right now, not as I can see. There must be a fight for 14th. We see the Ferrari mechanics working on the Ferrari, going on the hard tyres then, so he's doing a one stop, medium to hard, which is a good strategy for him. Sorry, soft to hard. So he's doing the soft to hard strategy. Could work out actually, to be fair. As he has been passed by Tim, as we get a nice engine sound through the tunnel. Decent exit. And he's now in P8. Zaz has actually jumped him in the pits. Zaz is on a two-stop strategy, it looks like, on the medium compound tyres, as we have another fight further ahead with Gavra and Infamous, as Shanks has just got ahead of Triple O. Gavra now is really looking strong on Infamous, looking for possible podium position in today's race. If he gets some good luck, as going to Mac has retired on track. So that's his race over and done with the season. And that's a shame to see. As here comes Gavra then, makes the move round the outside as we get a nose cam. Can't make it work. Unfortunately, didn't get the best camera angle there to actually see that battle. But unfortunately, he tried the outside and it couldn't work out. Tim's not that far now, he's gaining quite quickly now. Around about 9.5 seconds gap is at the moment. Oh, his Infamous runs wide there. So a little left-hander. This Gavra's really looking strong for P4, and he really wants to get past Infamous very soon. They're both in the same tyre life. This Gavra's doing really well. It's the only fight actually we do have on track at the moment, but there's a possible fight between Toussaint and Tekers further behind. Black Country Mush is in 3rd place. Salvo in 2nd, Roller in 1st, who's now getting a little bit caught up actually He's actually getting caught by a lot there. It was actually 2 tenths gained in one corner. So Gogola's tyres are starting to fall off a cliff. That's one lap 9 out of 28. As his yellow's further behind, that's Willy Sanka. Willy Sanka went off, it looks like, and has gone into the pits. So he made a mistake there. It's going to cost him a bit of time. He's currently in 13th, Robert Carpata in 12th. As now we have Toussaint catching on with Tekkers. As Toussaint is on the mediums, he will be quicker on this strategy, but Toussaint still has to make a pit stop. Tekkers doesn't, so Tekkers doesn't really have to fight that much. The strategies are going to be very interesting, especially with Tekkers actually doing soft to hard. Maybe he might try soft, hard, soft. Could be a possibility if he does to resolve to a 2-stop strategy, but I think those hards will make it to the end. But I think his objective will actually try and keep Toussaint behind, so Zaza can pull away on those fresh mediums and try to actually close up on Tim, as the gap is now 5.7 seconds. So the gap actually from the leader from Tim is 17.5, so Gola will actually possibly be behind Zaza, but just in front of Tekkers coming out the pits. As we'll actually keep an eye on that, as he actually is in the pits right now. And I don't think actually Toussaint's going to get close enough to possibly make a move. As actually the top Ross has a 5-second penalty, which we didn't notice about. He's coming out now, so he's actually going to lose more than that. As Toussaint then makes the move, as his yellow's further ahead, apparently. I think that was from Gavra. He made a little mistake. A lot of people struggling with turn 3, it looks like. They just don't have the grit levels and they're just losing it. Now Gola comes out of the pits on fresh tyres. He actually was behind Tekkers this time. So Gola has lost a lot of time with that 5-second penalty. As his yellows again in sector 3. That is a Williams. That is Willy Sanka. He looks like he's lost to that fast right-hander. Is the Williams bad luck going to happen again? One's currently in 12th, one's in 16th. As here comes Tekkers now. Really under threat by Gola, goes for a lunge into the chicane. Oh, really, that's a 3-second time, but oh, a bit of contact there between them two. And that is very interesting. Could be a possible investigation with that. So on my screen actually, it didn't look like he actually cut the corner, but I could be wrong. It is a stream of view. Could have probably just gone in with the track limits. So there is another fight further ahead actually for 4th place. Current net leader Tim, who did cause a little bit of the mayhem at the start of this race, is currently getting challenged by Gavra in 5th, with Gavra making that mistake through turn 3, as both Tarossos now are in 7th and 8th. And right now Tim needs to do a lot more, and the Tarossos need to fall off the pace a little bit if they want to win the Constructors' title. Shanks is currently in 13th right now, and the gap between him and the leader is 48.2 seconds, so the chance of him winning today, Gavra's really struggling again through turn 3. Chances of, as I was saying, chances of Shanks actually winning today's race are slim. Just saying then, both Tarossos possibly fighting each other now. So it's Toro Rosso Honda versus Ferrari. Here comes Toussaint then, DRS active, going on the outside, makes the move quite easily. That's a goal that may follow the next lap, and Google's actually following right now. Big lunge into the chicane and makes it work, and both Toro Rossos now up into 6th and 7th place, with Zaza and Tekkers now dropped to 8th and 9th. Right now then, this is the closest fight we have on track, the only fight actually on track for P6, possibly could be for P5, as actually Tim now just makes a move on Infama. He tried anyway through the final corner. Actually this is the other fight. Oh, Tim was going for a very aggressive Launch for the final corner there. Ooh, a bit more contact between these two. Robert Caldwell gets a penalty as he's battling with Shankster further behind. Shankster now moves up to 12th place. Still not enough for the championship. But for the constructors, could be a possibility if he starts picking up the pace and if Tim gets the fastest lap and win. Yellows, that's triple O. So triple O's also having problems in the McLaren there. To the right hander, so people struggling to turn 3, the little right hander and the chicane. In turn 6 and 7, I believe it is. Sorry, turn 8 and 9, we're having problems with. Then problems with turn 3, turn 8 and 9, and turn 17. The driver's already struggling as Robert Coffield peels into the pits for a set of soft tyres. So he's doing soft, so medium soft or medium soft medium. It's very interesting. The gap to leader from Tim is 11.6 seconds. Ooh, Infamous almost loses it down the curb as we have another fight now for P5. As Gavra, Gogola, Toussaint and possibly Zaza. If Zaza can close but a little bit, could be a fight. It's probably a four-way fight. 4.5 now as Gavra possibly will be pitting very soon. The Toro Rossos are in attack mode. Ooh, as Gavra doesn't get a good exit. And here comes Gogola, makes the move. What about Toussaint? Will Toussaint lunge it into turn 1? No, he stays behind, lets his teammate get the position. And I just noticed actually they did the switch without me knowing. As Gavra has been struggling through turn 3. Will there be a bit of contact between him and Toussaint? Not at all. And as Yellow's further behind, that's Infama gone off. Infama has gone off and lost a lot of time. And he's gone off again, he's round. And he's spun it somehow into the hairpin, probably overheated tyres or possibly puncture. As he's got major damage to that front wing. As now we jump back on board with Toussaint. It's green flag now as he makes the move on Gavra. And the position is gained. It's a very good move there from him. So we'll go on board with Infernaldo to just see how much damage he has. No punch or anything, it's just that left wing. Left side of his wing is really damaged at the moment. As now Gavra now is under threat by Zaza in 7th place in the Ferrari. Well, that's probably because Gavra's tyres are starting to die out though. He has done 12 laps on those mediums, possibly another 4 laps, 5 laps best they possibly could do. But he could pit now and go hard to the end. Tiger gets a 3-second time penalty added to his time as Black and Trash finally pits after making a great start in today's race with 13 positions gained. So he's going hard then, so he's going hard to the end. Zaza easily makes that move. Gavra very smart though, tries to switch, can't make it work. Has to lift off, and that's just with the tyre grip difference between Zaza and Gavra there. Gavra lifts off just with the dirt, yeah, with the grip on the tyres, and drops behind. As Defcos is not that far behind, Shanks now moves into 11th place. And right now, Toro Rosso look like they're going to win the Constructors' Championship. They're currently 3rd and 4th, 1 lap 14 out of 28. Still plenty of time for anything to happen, of course. But at the moment, the Toro Rosso team and Toussaint looks like they're going to take the double, the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship. There's no other fight at the moment. We're still on board with this battle. Another lock up there from Zaza. So Zaza's mediums possibly now starting to fade a little bit with the lockups he's been making. As Gavra's been on these mediums from the start of the race. Ooh, Another lock up there from Gavra this time. He turned 17. The fastest lap is currently held by Toussaint, 139.7, and Shanks' fastest lap is 140.5. So that's not enough. Toussaint is basically stole the chance of Shanks to winning as there's damage there on track. That's the Racing Point's front wing. Has Tim got damage? Has Tim got more damage to the car that we don't know of? Yes, he has. He's missing an end plate. So either he's had contact with this driver behind, or he's had a contact with the car up front with somebody, or overtaken somebody, but he's lost his front wing. And that's going to cost him a lot of time. That's the second time he's lost his front wing. And he's getting caught by Gogola, sorry, who's 3 seconds behind, and she's 3 seconds off Gogola right now, so Gogola's looking really strong in that Toro Rosso. Salvador is gap between him 6.8 seconds, and Salvador's going out really long. I think he's possibly going to go out for another 5 laps, then possibly with softs. Tim's in there. Tim is costing himself a possible win and is peeled into the pits. There's a goal then. Has got an 8.3 second lead he has to catch. But however, Salvo still needs to pit. And right now, the Toro Rosso team are looking for a 1-2. And get the 44 points with the first lap. Tim's dropping all the way to 8th place, it looks like. So we have another fight filling behind. Shanks now moves up to 10th in a point paying position. It's now Shanks that is trying to catch up with Tiger. Getting really close now on those hards. Possibly making a move into the chicane, turn 4 and 5. He needs a good exit out of turn 6. It's DRS. Really closing up now. Tiger's really taking a bit of time. Both of them similar compounded tyre. Tiger's on mediums though, which is a medium tyre. Struggling on grip. Shanks is on hards. Going to have less grip than those mediums, but it's going to last a bit longer. But right now it looks like the hard tyres are not starting to work compared to Tiger's mediums, who've done 11 laps on them, of course. The Salvo peels into the pits after doing 16 laps on medium tyres. So as long as he thinks he can push them, what tyres will he go on? Will he go softs? And he is. He's going to try and do 10 laps on those soft tyres. Now his best person to help him out with the strategy is his teammate. His teammate's done 2 laps already on those softs in a battle at the moment to see how long they will last with battling drivers. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why Salvo didn't pit a little bit earlier, but it could be interesting. He's only 10 seconds off to Toussaint, roughly around about 11.3 actually, but gap between him and leaders 14 seconds, so I think he actually can catch all that back up quite quickly. So we actually will go on board with Salvo then. He is on the soft compound tyre. Let's see how quickly he can catch up, as if we see other fights further down the track, we'll stay on board with it. He is also on a light fuel load, so he could actually make it to the end. Gap currently 10.8 seconds. A fight for the lead at the moment, heating up between the Toro Rosso drivers. Gap now 6 tenths As the goal goes fairly deep this time, and Toussaint gets the easy drop. That could have been a possible switch around. As Gavra gets another 5-second penalty. So he's already served one, possibly could get this one removed. Salvo then, it's 10.4 seconds. I'm surprised they did the switch actually, because Toussaint's got older tyres. We saw Salvo only managed to make them 16 laps. I don't think Toussaint actually could make them to the end. He's got to do 10 laps on them, so that's 25 laps. Possibility of the mediums making it to the end won't work, I don't think. I think he will get a punch if he tries. Yeah, it could work. Some strategies are very silly sometimes, but they actually could work, to be honest. But Toussaint's strategy, he doesn't need to win, so if I was him, I wouldn't really push that much. I would just try and save. If you're going to try and take those tyres to the end, I'd save those tyres. The gap now between you and Salvo is 7.6 seconds, 8 seconds overall. But these two are getting caught. X96 new fast lap 79.5. Salvo's closest time was 42.4, but I think now he will be pushing. Let's see how much on the delta he's actually gained. Got now 7.8 seconds. He's at 1.1 seconds faster per lap at the moment. Gap's still 7.6 seconds, so it's roughly 8 seconds right now. Toussaint maybe actually trying to pull his teammate along so that it can be a guaranteed win. Shankster is in 7th though, as there's a further fight further behind, but this is the closest battle we do have, as Toussaint's actually peeling into the pits. So maybe that was a strategy to try and see how long he could stretch those mediums, and that was the max he could do. And Salvo's going to get one driver. Toussaint could possibly close it near the end of the race. Toussaint's in then, so it was a two-stop strategy then for Toussaint, unfortunately. And he's going on a set of mediums. That is interesting, as Salvo actually made a mistake. Toussaint's lost a lot of time. Will he be battling with Shanks there? Fortunately not, but he will be ahead of Shanks at the moment. So we'll go on board with Shanks actually right now. So he's actually getting challenged by Zaza behind. Zaza's tyres are fresher by 2 laps. Shanks' hards are on 12 laps old and gives the position quite easily. And Zaza makes the move quite quickly and gets the position. Salvo now 5.4 seconds to go rolling now, 5 seconds. He's really picking up the pace. He had 4 tenths there. And that was just on the straight. The triple O is actually going to be a factor as well. He's going to be he is lapped down, so he's actually going to have to get the position back. I don't think the Williams team are going to get a point today, which is a shame. Shanks now is possibly trying to fight back, it looks like. His gap now between Salvo and Gavra is 4 seconds. He's really picking up the pace now, he's getting a lot of time. Salvo could actually pull this strategy off. Those mediums are going to feel a lot worse than those softs. Softs are going to get overheated a little bit, but not that much dirty air. They shouldn't be that overheated at the moment, possibly around about 100 degrees on the fronts at least at the moment. The Shanks is losing a little bit of time now, there's Zaza, so he may pit to go for the fastest lap. Oh, he stays out then. So actually we will go on board with Toussaint now, as he's on board with Tekers actually. At the moment if the race ended like this, Toro Rosso would win the Constructors and win the Drivers' Championship, so I don't think that is going to change. It's 1 lap 20 now. As I think the race now has settled down a little bit. We've only one retirement, which is actually surprising. Toussaint now moves up to 4th place, and the gap between Salvo and Gavra has stabled a bit now, 3 seconds. So as the softs already, has he already overheated his softs? I wonder, as he's actually, no, that actually might have been a possible held up by a triple O a little bit. as he's only just got past him. So Robert Codflower then peels into the pits then. As we'll go on board with Salvo then, and we'll stay on board with him until he catches up with Gogola. Gap now 2.1 seconds. He's really pushing it. He knows he could win this race, could win the Haas team their final race in the Rich Energy livery. He's really picking up the pace right now. 1.8 seconds now this gap is. And he hasn't even got that much ERS to play with as well. That's Gogola's saving his ERS, so maybe Gogola's doing this as a strategy. Save up all his ERS and just wait. But Salvo's Infima was disqualified. So Infima is DSQ'd from today's race for having too many penalties. Don't understand how he's got that many penalties, but he is out, and we have now 2 retirements technically. 1 disqualification, 1 retirement. That's unfortunate for Infima, and he is in 17th now. Alex Gundermack gets a position and goes 16th. Salvo will get 1.3 seconds. If I was him, I'd start saving the ERS a little bit as well on lap 21. Those soft tires are not going to hold it for much longer, and that lockup especially isn't going to help. Black Country Mush there gets the position on Tekkers. Unfortunately, missed that. But however, though, Tekkers is making a move, goes for the switch, goes on the outside, was looking for the inside, but Black Country Mush goes very deep. Tekkers sees the mistake and just does the switcheroo and gets their position back into 5th place. Black Country Mush won't be happy with that, as he wants that 5th place. As there's yellows, there is a VSC. Triple O is out. Where's Triple O lost it? He's somehow lost complete control of the car. That's a very odd place to retire it, and I'm surprised that's a VSC. Will anyone peel into the pits? Will Tim pit? Same. Nope, he doesn't pit. No one pits. This is good news for Salvo, as he can save his ERS, save his tyre life. He's got enough time, but he's lost the time in pace. Gap now 2.2 seconds. Also with penalties as well, it could be things will go green, 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 and that is the perfect time to activate the DRS. I don't know if Salvo will get it though. No, he won't this lap because he's not a second, of course, but a second Shankster do peel into pits then, so Shankster knows the championship is over and possibly going to try and help and win the Constructors' Championship, which still looks to be over at the moment, as Tim is 11.2 seconds off Salvo in second, 12 seconds roughly from Gogola, so Tim ain't going to win, and the gap was 26 points to Toro Rosso and 24 points between Shanks and Toussaint. And Toussaint is doing what he needs to do to win the championship. However, Salvo now has regained the time he lost, gap now 1.3 seconds. Although we will keep an eye on other fights further behind actually. Tekkers and X90 are going at it. Tekkers is on soft, so I'm actually quite surprised X90 actually got the jump on him. And Tekkers isn't having that, especially on the soft compounded tyre. Both Ferrari engined. Tekkers goes on the outside, X90 on the inside. We've got to give each other space. Tekkers just sends it there and gets the position, runs deep. Oh, hopefully no contact. Oh, a little bit of contact. X90 somehow doesn't spin out, and he's very lucky with that. Has now got a big battle. Lap 23 out of 28. Salvo is now 8 tenths off the Gola. 7.5 tenths now. 5.5 tenths. He's really picking up the pace. There's a Williams behind actually. As DRS out active. Will Gogola win this race by pens or on track, or will Salvo take the race win and win the race on penalties? As right now then, Salvo is now 2.5 tenths. He's really behind that Toro Rosso now. He wants this win, he can feel it, that he could win this race. Actually, there's so many positions he gained from the start. He started He gained 5 positions at the moment, so he will gain 6 if he wins. This is on the outside there. Purple in sector 2. Oh, as they go side by side. Oh, Gogola contact! And there's a pass round. And Gogola gave him not enough room, in my opinion, there. And just spins Salvo around, and that's unfortunate. He's got a lot more work to do if he wants a chance to catch up. He's still got time. 4.5 seconds the gap is. Gogola may actually be nice and give it back. Was alongside. Just unfortunate. It's a very tricky section to make, especially through there to make a move actually as well. So it was a good attempt from Salvo, but a bit cheeky there from the Toro Rosso driver, as he's currently in the lead. It's now Toussaint and Tim are now going to fight it out, as these guys had contact and damage at the start of the race. Toussaint then is really picking up the power. Yellows in sector 1 and 2. That's the yellow flag further ahead. Possibly the Williams let the Haas driver through. The gap now 3.7 seconds. Those softs are not going to be strong enough for much longer. Possibly only a couple more laps, especially with that spin. Well, I'll tell you, someone who's going to make an easy move at the moment is Toussaint. 5 lap old mediums compared to 8 lap old mediums on Tim right now. This team doesn't get the good enough exit out of turn 6. And Toussaint is all there. Shanks sets new fast lap 37.9. Let's look at Tim. Oh, squeezes him there. That was very cheeky. And actually lets him through there. Apologises, I think, there, knowing that he was in the wrong. And lets him through. Gives him the position. And Toussaint now moves into 3rd place. Tim in 4th. Tim's tried everything this season after he got put in the Racing Point to try and help the Racing Point win the Constructors, but Toro Rosso being too strong this season. As I said, now is in 3rd, so he's going to get a podium, it looks like. There's a gap now between Gogola and Salvo, 3.3 seconds. Salvo actually gets a penalty, 3 seconds added to his time, which isn't good news for him. So that won't be good news for him actually, to be fair. That could cost him a lot of time and some position, possibly. Gap between him and Toussaint, 7.2. Toussaint could be closing up a little bit. Salvo's actually gained all his time back now to go on. 1 second the gap is, so could we see a last ditch effort? Tiger gets 3-second time penalty added to his time with other penalties, as the Toro Rosso was weaving, I think then. He went left, then right. Yeah, that was 2 moves. You're not allowed to do that. That wasn't breaking the slipstream either. That could be investigated, as Gogola's making a very aggressive move, and there's a crash! There is a crash, and there's a safety car! This has thrown it into the works. Gogola just took out Salvo there, as this gave the Williams team some chance of a point. And could this give Shanks just a little bit of luck? On lap 25 out of 28, Gogola will have to pit, as there's big damage to that front wing there. I don't know what he was trying to attempt, as Salvo won't be happy with that. I can guarantee you. Under that helmet, he will be furious. Unfortunately, both Haas drivers are out. Both McLarens are out. The 2 teams are out of this race and not scoring any points. Will this open the door for the Williams team, however? As will Toussaint pit? Yeah. No, Toussaint stays out. He has to. He can't risk the double stack. The goal is in then. Will Tim pit? Tim takes the scheduled pit stop. And that is unfortunate for Salvo. He was really doing a commanding job. Twice they've had contact. Twice they've gone in. And it was just not needed, to be fair, and unfortunate. Salvo now would just be annoyed with what's just happened there. But it could be some good news for Shankster, currently 9th place. Has the fastest lap. Now, Toussaint hasn't pitted. Now, I'm not saying the chances are very equal. As Robert Caldwell has been disqualified, apparently. Has he been disqualified? Why did it just say he was disqualified when the wrong way when he's actually still driving? Okay. Robert Caldwell then moves it into 12th place, only 2 positions off. With only 2 laps remaining. Could Robert Caldwell appeal into pits quickly, get set soft tyres, run around the track quickly again? And Willie Sanker won't be able to do it as he's a lap down. Satan is in the lead. Shankster is in 7th then. Not on fresh soft. Safety car's coming in this lap then actually as well. As Daylight gets a 10-second time penalty added to his time. As I do remember that safety car only come out for a lap, and it's only going to stay out that long as well, because you can't have a safety car for the final 2 laps on the game, unfortunately. So it's a battle between Toussaint, Black Country, Mosh, Gogola, Tim, Zaza, AB Tekers, possibly Shankster if he can catch up. This is going to be a very interesting fight for the final 2 laps, especially for the soft runners. They're going to be really quick compared to Toussaint and Black Country Mosh. Will we see more chaos in today's race like we did at the start of the race and midway through the race, or will it be a nice clean fight? Only time will tell. One little mistake from Toussaint could cost him the championship, and if Shankster plays his cards right, could take a win. Toussaint then has now started to bolt, and he's gone, as now the safety car is in, as Tim gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. And we're back to racing as well. Ferrari almost loses it there on the exit, as we'll go further behind. The ball's already on the attack, already on Zaza on those medium compound of tyres. Ooh, there's a fight actually further behind. Tim's actually trying to make a move on Gogola. Will they make contact? Oh, he's off track. Oh, there's a big crash. Gogola, what about Shankster? Shankster's safe. Tim is completely off. Gogola is somehow still in this race. I don't understand how he didn't stay on the track there. That Williams needs to get out of the way. He's kind of helping everybody up. There is blue flags waving, and he's now pulled up the side of the track. As there you go, Willie Sanker has backed off, but he now needs to back off for Tekers. Let's him through. What about Shankster? Shankster's trying to get his way through. Williams moves out of the way. Now Shankster's in P6. Toussaint is still in the lead. The roller hasn't caught up enough. Shankster's about to make a move on Tekers. Will he make a dive bomb attempt into turn 11? He does. Oh, and he's locked up big style. Gone completely off the track, and this is a desperate man to try and win the championship. He gives the position back. Great sportsmanship there from Shankster. As we go now, we're going to go on board with who's challenging Black Country Mush. As to say, it's still leading by 3.1 seconds. Oh, you can see a nice lunge there from the Alfa Romeo there on Gavra. X9, he makes a nice move from turn 17. So here comes Gogola then trying to make a move. Black Country Mush possibly in the final corner. Shank's now in 6th place. As Tekers now moves ahead of Zaza. Oh, Zaza makes a mistake through the final corner now. Oh, Gogola tries a silly attempt there through turn 1. Shank's now into P5. This championship is really heating up. As Gogola now is going to make a move possibly on Black Country Mush very shortly. As on the final lap of this race, I think Shankster has tried it, but I think the attempt has failed to try and win the championship today. It's going to be unfortunate to see as Toussaint has done what he's needed to do really, and these two have been at it all season long. As Gogola now makes the move on Black Country Mush to possibly secure the Toro Rosso 1-2 of the season. And here comes the goal then. Oh, runs a bit deep. And gets the position. Shanks now moves into 4th place now. Not enough for the constructors. As now we will go on board with Toussaint, as he will actually be finishing off this season with the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship, I think, intact, unless somehow he has 50 seconds worth of penalties and Shanks has 0 on wins. But I don't think that's going to happen. here comes Toussaint now through the final 2 corners. He's been a man challenging Shankster all season round. They've been at it every race, and here comes Toussaint to the finish line. He takes the win, and he takes the Drivers' Championship with style. Gogola takes second, Black Country Mush takes second, Shankster goes third, Gogola fourth, drops to fifth now, Tekker's fourth, Gogola sixth as a fourth, Gavra seventh, Tim will take eighth, Natty will take eighth, Tim drops to ninth, as Dirty Larry then will be taking P10, as the Toro Rosso team will secure the Constructors as well, with Toussaint taking the win. As here comes Dirty Larry then, going to take the final point, and unfortunate for the Williams team today as they go so close again to secure points, but it's a shame as Tiger will be coming also through the final corner. I think he's going to give us some donuts possibly. Comes to the line, and Robert Codfather will be running up the grid. But Toussaint is your man today. He has won the Drivers' Championship in the Premier Series in F1 2019 Gavra at round 15 Abu Dhabi, and he also took the Constructors' Championship as well. So it's great news for the Toro Rosso team, great news for Toussaint, and it's just unfortunate for the runners-up of Racing Point and Shankster. As I said, they've been there all season round, as we now see Robert Codfather unfortunately missing out on the points today in 12th place, but we'll be happy for finishing in 12th. So there we have it then. These are your provisional results. Penalties could change the layout. Toussaint then does take the win and the championship. Black Country Mush in second. Shanks the run up into this season's championship, unfortunately for him, but he'll be happy with second, and will be happy that Toussaint challenged him all the way through the season. Takes third. Saza in fourth. Tekker's fifth. Gogola in sixth with some questionable driving. Gavra in seventh. X-Knight eighth. Tim in ninth. Dirty Larry takes the final point in 10th. Tiger Assassin just misses out in 11th. Robert Codfather, Willie Sanker at 12th and 13th. Salbo, Triple O, Alex Gunamac and Infama. Well, Salbo, Triple O, Alex Gunamac all DNF, but Infama unfortunately got a disqualification for too many penalties. As the Toros then do wrap up the Constructors as well. It's been a great season to commentate over. I've enjoyed all the races I've been commentating. Unfortunately I missed, I believe, 2, which was down to some issues and personal time. But congratulations from all the drivers. It's been great to commentate, and it's unfortunate that Shanks didn't win it, but Toussaint is your Drivers' Champion this season. But the season is over then, so this has been Gavra Race F1 2019 Premier Series, the finale, round 15 at Abu Dhabi. Your champion, Toussaint. The Constructors Champion, Toro Rosso. The runner-up, Racing Point and Shankster. It's been an honour to commentate for Gavra Racing this season. Possibly next season I'll be doing it as well. If you want to see more content on Gavra Racing, do hit their YouTube channel. It's Gavra Racing. Unfortunately we couldn't do it on their channel today, but possibly in the future it will be on their channel. And have a nice day guys, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.